where Toya go?
She's coming, but start yourself. Did you have a question? Or?
No.
He's ready to wire.
Everybody just gonna fall into place.
Yeah, that's fine.
Absolutely, get started, Ceelah.
Cool.
Absolutely, let the healing begin.
Right. Alright, first and foremost, thank you all for inviting me. I definitely appreciate being here for you guys. Tell you a little bit about myself. I started my journey, I'm 24 now. I started at 19. I was 19, just graduated high school, had a lot of questions, wasn't getting as many answers as I would like to have. Thankfully, I had a cousin who always stuck out. He was into Minister Louis Farrakhan and receiving that message, that radical message that was so needed during our, the times that we struggled, with the civil rights and things like that. And he always, was around when I needed him the most. So he's like my big brother. That's how I look to him. He was the first one who brought me to the knowledge, the first one to tell me who I truly am. The original man. Father of civilization, God of the planet. Since our people brought culture, civilization, science, technology, spirituality, even how to run a government, all of that came from us. Art, beauty, everything, aesthetics, all of that. So, and I'm pretty much freestyling to y'all. I never come with a script. This is straight from within myself.
We love a flow.
Exactly. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how everything starts with the flow. Everything comes because that's dealing with water. That's dealing with the water element. That's dealing with the womb energy. Everything comes from the womb. Everything has to start with, we call it the cipher. We call it what the 5% is called, 360 degrees of completion, the bowl, which everything comes out of, everything flows back into. And when you look at a circle, you see it's ever revolving. This symbolizes unity. The number 0 symbolizes the same principle of everything having a connection with each other. The number 1 is unity also.
I can see
He's feeling
okay, because we were really chill.
Yeah, it was chill, Mom.
It was, huh? That's fine.
We would love to see your eyes, though.
That's fine.
But that front part of that cap just hiding from us.
That's a part of his
Outfit.
Don't y'all harass my
Go
speaker.
to King.
Okay, that's
County.
better. He lifted it up.
Kings County. Black owned business. They sell business.
It's dying.
Real good. Yeah,
What's
exactly.
all this on the floor? Don't get that.
So like I was saying, the number 0 has the principle of all things being one, unity, the beginning. The number 1 is also unity, but in action. It's masculine. It's when it's action. It's the universal potential creating and bringing things into existence. This can also be considered the light that bursts forth in the beginning. In the beginning there was the light. Our ancestors understood this, and they understood many principles that we've lost contact with. Many people look for answers, and we look outside of ourselves, and we try to grasp on, to everything that has nothing to do with our true essentiality, what will connect us back to that oneness, because everything has to go back to the oneness. Life is all about balance, Maya. Everything is about brings you, like they taught us in school, equilibrium. Everything's coming back to center itself. So anytime we think a thought, depending on our level of perception, depending on the knowledge that we have at the time, like, okay, for example, we have a problem. If we have a problem in life, how do we go about solving the problem? We can only go based off of what we know. You know, so we have to, if you don't know anything outside of what you already know, then you can't find a new solution to your problem. And the problem with our people, we tend to, with the limited amount of knowledge that we do have, the solutions that we and the actions we take to solve our problems only create more problems. So we find ourselves in an endless cycle. Yeah, exactly. Everything in life revolves around cycles, but right now we're caught up in a cycle of
Matrix.
yeah, everything we see now, pain, destruction, whatnot. Now, you know, when we see it as like, yeah, it's messed up, it's pretty rough, it's pretty bad. However, we also understand that this is what is needed. This is what is needed because had we not gone through this, we would not be equipped spiritually to prepare for what's ahead. You know, we always say black don't crack. We always say black don't crack, but black also is the toughest substance known to man. You know what I'm saying? We don't break. We don't break. And that's what we were built to endure. A little bit into mythology, black symbolizes Osiris. Osiris is considered, can be considered the fertilizer, the farmer that gave civilization to man. We see this in a man's ability to grow things. This goes back to the story of Eden, the garden. Bringing, you know, taking your hands, which represent your mind, because you have 5 fingers, you're dealing with the 5 senses. Okay, so, and also the pentagram man. So you have 4 elements. You have 4 elements, and the one element making the 5. That's where your consciousness takes the 4 and bends it to your will. So the principle of, and I call Osiris a principle, you're dealing with the principle of your ability to take these forces of nature, and bending things and creating things out of it. So Osiris and other cultures, as time went on, also came to be represented in the planet Saturn, which is also connected with blackness. One of the names for Saturn is El. You know, Elohim. You see what I'm saying? Eloha, what have you. The Father. One of its symbols is the sickle. It's related to death, but we know that death is not the end. Death is just the doorway to new beginnings. So through the principle of death, we become, we gain access to, how should I say this? We gain access to new possibilities. We're taking what was molded, what we molded with the 4 elements, we're taking this and we're making something new. Okay. But yeah, our people need these types of gatherings, no matter how small, no matter how large, because this is how we do things. This is African culture right here. This is family right here. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all know anything about libations?
Yes.
Okay, I want to do a libation. If you don't know how to do a libation, we're going to do a libation. and we're going to honor our ancestors. All right? And by honoring our ancestors, we gain that necessary protection. I believe one of the reasons why we go through so much hell now is because we've forgotten what it really meant to acknowledge our ancestors. We're busy.
Ashe.
Yeah, we're busy in church. You know what I'm saying? We're busy in all of these institutions.
Giving powers to the false.
Exactly, giving our power and energy to
Pagans.
exactly men who, you know, it's all about the dollar. And it is all about the dollar, but what is the dollars being used for? It's not being used for our upliftment. You know, and we have brothers and sisters who, like, when we're gathering and we're discussing solutions, I always notice that we have a split. It's the brothers and sisters who are deeply in tune with the spiritual nature of things, and we have the other side that's strictly like we can't grasp onto that. We need to fight back. We need the money. We need the resources. Neither side is wrong. You know, both of these sides are relevant. It's about bringing these two aspects together. Let's get the money, let's get the resources, but let's have that spiritual guidance, let's have that protection to know how to handle it properly. So when we do rise back to the top again, we don't bring ourselves back down by bickering amongst ourselves. Because let's say all white people, Europeans, every race that has oppressed us or has gone against us, let's say they're all gone, then what? You know what I'm saying? We still haven't yet addressed the traumas that we face as an individual. You see what I'm saying? We haven't faced our own trauma, so we try to get into, preach black power, preach upliftment, and, we do the good work, or we try to, but we always seem to face the same problems. There's always a lot of infighting. You know what I'm saying? It's always a lot of infighting. And the reason why it's a lot of infighting because we're still plagued by the traumas and the fears within ourselves. We are afraid that, okay, if I open up to this brother and sister, he's going to betray me. You know, if I invest in him and I see things is looking kind of shaky, I can't trust that. You know, and I'm gonna, from my own fears, I'm gonna go do something on the low on the side, and it's just a lot of shady business going on. We're not able to openly communicate for some reason. We want to say save the babies. A lot of us don't even acknowledge our own, babies at home. We want to talk about saving families. A lot of us don't even acknowledge give your mother a hug.
All
sit
right.
around. Who really sits at the table and eat together as a family anymore?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
We
That's
do.
good. That's
Yeah.
good. You have to do that.
Yeah.
Because eating is sacred. Eating is sacred. There's nothing wrong with saying grace at the table. There's nothing wrong with that because you could have a plate of salad. If that salad was prepared by hands that is filled with hatred.
Ooh, you
See
better
what I'm
say
saying?
that
If
right
it's filled
there.
Now
with
you
hatred,
say that.
You better
Yeah.
say that.
Say that.
hatred,
Yeah.
it's no better for you than it's just as bad as a double cheeseburger.
That's
I
right.
agree.
That's right.
You know
I
what I'm
agree.
saying?
Detrimental to your
Because it
health.
all goes back to energy.
Yeah.
That's right.
I agree.
Mm-mm.
And the reason why we have to acknowledge the ancestors because first and foremost, I get channels. I get messages. So, and I didn't realize it at first. I'm thinking I'm just having all type of thoughts in my head and I write them down and whatnot. But as I began to learn, as I'm learning more and more, I'm realizing, okay, I'm making contact now. I'm becoming more open now. And anybody can do this. Anybody can do this. You just have to take the time and realize that all of these things that's going on around us, good or bad, mostly bad, is a distraction. You know, you have to take the time and center yourself. You have to ground yourself. You have to
That's
center
right.
yourself. You have to ground yourself
Mm-hmm.
and connect with the divinity within you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you connect with the divinity within you, you connect with the divinity of all things. Because the all is within you. Okay? So, yeah, our ancestors, the channel I received was, of course, we know that all is energy. All things begin as energy. But what are the stages that creates intelligence? Going from floating, free flowing energy, a current, into something as complex as you and I and all of us sitting here in this room able to disseminate high information. Because the things we speak right now, like what I'm speaking right now, words are code, a set of instructions that carries my intent. So there is an intent in my words. There is an intent that caused this whole thing to take place right here. You know what I'm saying? The list of instructions that that carries out what we need to grow, what we need to finally come together. That is what this intent is. Our intent is establish a foundation, getting back to family, getting back to the roots. You see, and I can speak from my own experience. You know, I'm young. I could be, you know, going out, living, you know, doing crazy things.
Living?
Yeah, living crazy, you know, doing all types of stuff. Doing all types of stuff. You know, and I was close. I got into trouble. You know, I had issues trying to find my path. I didn't know where to go. And, you know, and I worked for 4 years straight and then traveled. Made a lot of money, but was still broke. You see what I'm saying? I was still impoverished. Because I was impoverished spiritually, I didn't have that connection. So, you know, and as soon as I decided, look, it's time for me to pull away from all this madness. It's time to pull away from all of this. I pulled away from it. I thought I didn't have anything. I thought I didn't have anything left. I was told to focus on what I do have and what's immediately around me. And I asked myself, okay, I stopped working for 6 months. And all I did was just focus on what the Most High gave me. Because all of us that are born, I believe I told you guys when we was on our way here, we are all born with gifts.
Right.
We are all born with things that we need. We already have a care package when we're born that gives us everything we need to prosper in life. All of us could be millionaires.
Right.
If we just, you know, don't give in to those thoughts like, okay, you're not good enough to do that. You're not good enough to do this. Or I can't see you doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's no way in hell because I'm not doing it. So, and I know you was damn sure, you know, you can't do it. You know, cut all the chatter out.
Right.
You know, and just keep doing what you do. It doesn't matter what it is, what you decide to do. Nature demonstrates that through time, through patience, and through consistency and through discipline, you can bring anything into fruition. Anything. You gotta have patience. You gotta have. It's just like watching a flower grow. It's just like watching a flower grow. Who takes the time to really sit there to the point where, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, go ahead. Oh yeah, we're gonna get into these libations. Alright, I'm gonna need a.
We can go in the yard, you know, it's about that right there.
That's fine. Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
Another piece. Oh. Here. Alright, like I said, we're going into the yard.
You might.
We're gonna pause.
That's fine.
Oh, okay.